All right. So my name is Liz Garcia, and I'm founder of the mindbodyspiritnetwork.com. And I help mind, body, spirit, health types of professionals with their online marketing so that they can focus on what it is that they love to do, which is typically some type of healing or teaching or whatever it is, Ayurvedic lifestyle consulting. And I've discovered, I've been doing online marketing and website design and search engine optimization for over 7 years now. And I created this network because all of my clients have the same problem. They can't keep up and they don't know where to begin in their online marketing efforts. So they're floundering and they're getting nowhere with it. So that's when I discovered the power of directories, online directories, which is essentially what the Mind, Body, Spirit Network is, and how I can help people with their online marketing in a much easier way, where I'm kind of managing how to prioritize your time and money and efforts in online marketing and leveraging that within the context of a community. So the presentation I'm giving today is outlining some basics. These are basics that you need to have in your website. And then each one of these basics is already included in the network so that you don't have to, it can get kind of involved and confusing to follow the bouncing ball. And I've cut down this presentation from what it was last week because the final 4 steps is really advanced marketing and most of my audience is not there yet. So I want to keep it simple and keep you focused on what I call the foundational basics to your online success. So I'm going to share this presentation, and I definitely encourage you to ask questions during it. I'm happy to break it up so that we don't get, bored with the presentation. I will keep it lively though. So here comes the presentation. Hold on one second. Righty. All right, here we go. So this presentation is all about how to succeed in business in a digital marketing world. And it's the marketing blueprint for your online success. And I understand each of the foundational basics to this, and this is what we're covering today. So let's see if hold on. All right. So today we're just going to cover 6 of the key steps for getting found. You want to get found online, generating leads, and growing your business online. And the very first step of this effort, and I feel is key to any type of content marketing strategy, is understanding the importance of keyword research. And that's how you get found. You got to understand what keyword phrases people are using to get you found online. And you could guess as to what people might be using, but it's a lot better idea to find out and know really what people are using. And the very first step in every consultation or any type of client relationship I have is I do keyword research for them. And what I'm looking for is I want to see what keyword phrases have significant search volume. Like, is there 1,000 searches a month or more? Or is there like 10? I also want to understand what the financial viability is behind each of those keyword phrases. And then I want to see what the top 10 keyword phrases for that particular category of search are. And I'm going to share a keyword research report here with you real quick so that you see what I'm saying. So in this particular keyword research report, I focus on a particular category on each of these tabs. If you look at the bottom of this spreadsheet, there's tabs at the bottom of the page that I'm tabbing through right now. And I wanted to start on this particular one called headaches, because I have a client who works with essential oils, and she wants to create product based on particular ailments. So I did a search on headaches. And these things outlined in bold and green are the top 10 keyword phrase for natural remedies for a headache. And then here I total those top 10, and I see that in the top 10 search, the sum is close to 26,000 searches a month. And that's what I want to see. I want to see that that category of search that is related to your business has some search volume there. And according to my little chart here, 26,000 falls in the excellent range, which really matters. And it's telling me there's a lot of deep search here. And sometimes I'll come up with something that is shallow and not too exciting. So what it's telling me here is that the search volume for the top 10 is excellent. The financial viability, which is all relative to this person's business, is very good. I'm seeing $2.70 a click is what people are willing to pay in this realm. And I'm saying, woo, bingo, there's a business here. So that's the importance of keyword research in a nutshell. And it really helps me as a marketer to tell my clients, how are we going to design content now around that search? Okay, so when I create this report, it's now telling me what do I want my clients to blog about, what type of lead magnets are they going to create so that they can generate leads for their business, and what type of social media posts and email marketing topics should you focus your time and attention on to be successful. Next up is your web design. And really, there's a lot of websites that are not up to snuff. And it's really important that your web design presence really up-levels you in the eyes of people that are searching online, as opposed to screaming out to them like, this is a do-it-yourselfer website, and there's not a lot of clarity of communication and continuity of images and colors that would speak to someone. People will come to a website that's, you know, made a homemade one, and you can tell it in a second. So when you understand the statistic that you only have 3 seconds to grab someone when they land on a website, you got to make sure there's nothing getting in the way. Okay. How are you going to grab someone's attention and keep it? If you have a do-it-yourselfer website where clearly the communication is not clear, the images don't have coherence, you're going to lose someone in under 3 seconds. So what's the point of having a website? And if you wonder why your website isn't bringing you leads, that could be one roadblock right there. Okay? So what does it really take to deliver the goods when it comes to your website design? And there are some best practices in web design today. First of all, web design is ever changing and evolving. And you, as an Ayurvedic practitioner or a coach of some sort, is not tuned in to what's going on in graphic design and web design necessarily. So it makes sense to partner with somebody who can help you in this regard. And it can be a challenge even for us web designers to keep up with the newest trends. So that's what we're here for. So if you still have something that looks like this, which is a do-it-yourselfer website or super dated design, you got to up-level your game. People are getting sophisticated online. They know what good websites, how they perform, what they look like. And if you want to do this online, you have to think differently. So I highly recommend you hire a graphic designer or web designer if you're gonna do business online. That's what they go to school to be trained for this, on how to communicate clearly. There's hierarchy to design on a page, and many do-it-yourself websites, there is no hierarchy. Everything is weighted the same, so you don't know where to go. You're like, where do I begin? And when you have good design, you have big, bold graphics and titles that tell you where to begin, and you walk people through the process of how you want to lead them through your business and how you're going to help them. A big thing in web design today is, of course, mobile responsiveness. People are using mobile devices. Like 50% of searches done on Google are done on a mobile device, and it's only getting more prevalent. So if someone can't read your website on a mobile device and they have to do this, stretch out the text to read it or stretch out the image, you're not on a mobile device, and you're going to lose them right away. No one's going to stick around for that. So you have to upgrade your design. And you may have noticed that web design today is super graphical, meaning bold images, a bold headline, a little bit of text on the homepage. That's it. And that homepage is really where you got to put all your effort. And when I developed the Mind, Body, Spirit Network, members have a one-page website for that reason. It's going to be professionally designed. It's going to communicate clearly what you do and who you help, so that you don't lose somebody. If they Googled you and they found you, I'm going to make sure that we're clearly communicating them, yes, you're in the right place, keep reading. And they're going to be able to see it on all mobile devices readily. So a big trend in web design today is a single page website, which is what I've created inside the network of the Mind, Body, Spirit for that reason. Because most people that I encounter, most of my clients that I've developed websites for, I do a really exceptional job at getting them found, getting return on their investment, but they let their website go cold. They don't do anything with it. So there's things you have to do to be active online and to get found by Google. And this is why this network was created, to address these particular problems. Is I tell my clients, you got to blog. Once a week would be great. Doesn't happen. So if I try to, remove these barriers to success for people, there's another way to do it. So if you don't have a website, or you have a website without SEO, or you have a do-it-yourself website, this Mind, Body, Spirit Network membership addresses that in a big way, in a much up-leveled much higher level of professionalism and knowledge to get you off the ground more successfully than trying to go it alone. So here's that mobile responsiveness thing again. So another interesting little factoid is 75% of people that use the internet have multiple devices. They got a phone, an iPad, a laptop, and a desktop. So you got to get found in all ways. This is another big part of your web. If you have a website, I want you to go to webpagetest.org and enter your URL. And this website's going to give you a score for how well that website is delivering a good user experience. This is huge. And most people that do their own website or don't get professional help don't understand this. And I look at their websites and it comes up with D's, E's, and F's. I'm like, whoops, that's no good. That 3-second rule is going to be, you're going to be out the window. No one's going to stick around. So getting professional help to create that initial website is kind of key to get any return on your investment. That page has got to perform well. And if you don't know how to optimize images and content on a website, you're going to lose. You're going to have a block to people finding you. And you're going to be wondering, why is no one contacting me? There's another block right here. Okay, so that's the first two steps. Do we have any questions in those? Any questions about keyword research or about web design and where you might be at in your marketing stuff, your own marketing efforts? Connor, were there any questions there?
I don't see any questions in the chat box, but if anyone has any question, please raise a hand.
Yeah. Okay.
And I'm gonna just share the Mind Body Spirit Network Facebook group
Sure.
on the chat box in case someone has to leave earlier. And also Liz has this online meetup on Zoom every 2 weeks. That's the link in the chat box too.
Yeah. So if you're interested in learning more about your online marketing, the Facebook group is a great place to ask me questions, and I will answer it, and so will members of the group, or share experiences you're having with your online marketing efforts. And then that online meetup group, Carol, everyone else here is a part of that. It's a great networking group that we started on Zoom. So it gives you some flexibility as not having to go somewhere to network. But it also has shorter presentations on different types of topics that I think most people are finding helpful. Kana and
Carol says she's already in it too.
Say that again?
Carol is already in the...
oh, good. So we haven't seen you yet. So hopefully we'll see you soon. Next week's a good one. We're going to talk about social media marketing. All right. So the next foundational basic to your online success, we talked about keyword research. That's huge. I want to emphasize that one. That is the blueprint for everything you're going to do moving forward. Web design is huge. You got the 3-second rule running. And if you can't grab people in those 3 seconds, there's the roadblock, they're gone. The next important part is search engine optimization. It's also known as SEO. And this is the practice of how am I going to get found? And when I first created my first website in 1999 for my business in Boston, I had a retail business. I created my first e-commerce site, and I spent a lot of time and effort on it. And then I thought to myself, how's anyone going to find this? And that's when I understood the importance of SEO. And if you're going to invest in a website design, a website designer, you've got to make sure they know how to optimize that page for getting found, or it's never going to pay off. And that's why I don't do any website design without it. I just won't do it. It doesn't make sense. It's like you got to invest in it to get found. And I'd say most of all of my clients, it pays off within a year because it gets them found and gets them new clients. So search engine optimization. This is how you get found. If you're Googling something, there's a way to format a page and write a page and link a page and have images on a page that search engines like. So you can learn how to do it yourself for sure, but most people give me the, deer in a headlight look the minute I say SEO. So it makes sense to hire someone to help you to do it. And if any of you guys ever think about hiring SEO people and you want to talk to someone other than me, I will gladly listen to what other people are telling you to make sure it sounds right. And I have an example of a client who, she's a hairdresser, and an SEO company was trying to sell her $3,000 a month with an SEO. And I'm like, do you understand what her business is? You wouldn't try to picture that. So there's still companies out there that are selling you stuff you don't need. So SEO is everywhere. Google, Amazon, Pinterest. And I always tell my clients, anytime you're going to do anything online, go look at your keyword research report first and make sure you're using the words that'll get you found. Twitter and YouTube are huge in that regard. YouTube is owned by Google, so search engine optimization is really key. Yes, Kana? You're on mute, honey.
So Deborah just put a question in it, so when you have a chance.
Yes, go ahead.
Deborah, would you like to talk?
Okay.
Whoops.
Oh, okay. Oh, I was just putting on there that while we were just kind of hanging out here, I went to the web page test.org to check mine.
Yep.
And I got all A's and 1 B.
Nice.
And then that makes me feel really good about working with Liz because I'm getting confirmation from an outside source that what she's telling me is really working. So I just wanted to make that,
Thank you, Deborah. Thank you for the pitch. That's why I use the outside source too, because I don't want to kid myself. I'm like, I think I'm so good. Let's see. Put myself to the test. So I like putting myself to the test. And it's fun when I get all A's. I can't always get all A's though, and I can't spend 12 hours figuring out how to get an A when I got a B. So sometimes I can let it go. All right.
Carol says she just ran hers, and her website is also got all A's.
Good for you, Carol. Nice job.
And Carol says it's self-designed. Wow.
Oh, that's awesome.
And it's beautiful. I just saw it.
Oh, awesome.
check it out.
Oh, she share her website link?
Yeah, it's all in the chat box.
Oh, awesome. I'll get the chat when I close this and I can go and look at it.
So this is a wonderful way to network. We are all from different states, and I'm from New York and you're from New Orleans, not New Orleans, Colorado. And Carol, where were you? Wisconsin.
Oh, right, Wisconsin, right.
And there's another lady attending, Laura Lefay. Am I pronouncing right? So Laura, I hope you are hearing us and seeing us okay. So shall we go back to your presentation? Sorry, Liz.
Yeah, that's fine. Okay, well, kudos to Carol. Can't wait to see your website. All right, so search engine optimization is everywhere. And I got to tell you, when I first started doing search engine optimization for my clients, I realized the importance of submitting their business information to directories. Any type of online directory, like Yelp is an online directory, House is an online directory, any type of niche group. There's the online directories for lawyers, HealthGrade's an online directory for doctors, and I know Deepak Chopra has his own online directory for Chopra certified instructors. So when I applied my SEO expertise to filling out profiles inside of a directory, I was killing it on page 1 of Google searches, like almost to a fault. I'm like, I'm going to get in trouble. If I can get my clients found on all 10 positions on page 1 of a Google search, I'm too good. And I'm like, am I going to get in trouble for this? But I know how to do it properly, and we were doing everything legitimately. So that's when I realized, wow, the power of a directory is huge for getting found. And that's another reason why I created this network. It's like, you know what, for the cost of me to SEO optimize a website, you can get way more bang for your buck being part of this network to get found, because there's so much more going on, and it's such a much bigger community, and it has way more leverage according to Google. Like, Google recognizes this network as something's going on here, and the activity that's going on and the link building and the SEO that's going on is creating a powerhouse. So either way you do it, you got to have SEO as a foundation somewhere in your online marketing efforts so you get found, and really you got to focus on getting found locally. And there's a trick that I use to make sure everyone gets found locally on the keyword phrases that matter. And just as an example, I have Deborah is a fairly new launch in the network, and within I think 3 weeks I checked your keyword phrases and the 4 or 5 communities around you that we were focusing on, and we had a significant amount of page 1 results, which I knew it was going to happen, but I was thrilled that it was true and that I still got it. Same with several other members. If you don't live in New York City or a big city, you know, I can't promise that with you, but as far as HSP is concerned, I'm pretty sure we can get you found in New York City too for what you're doing. So I can't promise it for everybody, but some things I know for sure you're going to get found. All right. So SEO still matters. Matters everywhere. Google, Twitter, YouTube, Pinterest for sure. But it does require some help. You can learn it yourself for sure, but if it's not in your heart of hearts to do it, get the help to do it. So when you're developing a content marketing strategy, that keyword research comes in handy first. You got to know the words you're going to use, because people will, start marketing or writing a blog for which there is no search. And that's a painful lesson. To write a blog that nobody's going to read those beautiful words of yours because it's never going to get found. So again, the keyword research first is essential. It's going to map out your content strategy. And when I do keyword research, you got to understand, people that are novices will look at keyword research and they think every keyword phrase matters. And then they'll just write all this stuff and they'll, fill up a page with keyword phrases they think matter. And that's not a good strategy. It's kind of spammy, for one. You have to understand where people are in a search. And in a search, there's something called tofu, mofu, and bofu. And again, I love to say that, tofu, mofu, and bofu. And what it means is top of funnel, middle of funnel, and bottom of funnel. So when I look at my keyword research report, I can tell what the intent of the phrase is and where the people are at in the buying process. So in regards to Ayurveda, for example, if someone Googles, what is Ayurveda? That's a top of funnel search. It's super general, just kind of tiptoeing around the topic. Well, what's that about? They're not buyers yet. They have no interest necessarily, but maybe they do in their heart of hearts. So to Google what is Ayurveda is a top of funnel search. And it's a great beginning blog for any of you that have studied Ayurveda. It's a great topic to include on your website for sure, because people are going to want to know about it. A middle of funnel search would be someone who's interested in knowing their dosha type. And I happen to know Dosha Test has a huge search volume online. People are very interested in knowing what their dosha type is. Now we're a little bit closer to a buy possibility in the middle of the funnel. That's a middle of funnel activity, and you could create a test around that to start generating interest in what you're doing. And then a bottom of funnel search would be, I'm looking for an Ayurvedic lifestyle coach. That's much closer to a buy. And you would create content around that. So what I'm doing for my standalone clients and members of the network is helping you create a content strategy that makes sense. Like, I want you to develop leads, and I want to think about what you're going to write first and how you're going to lead people down the path to your lovely service. Okay? And there's SEO involved in that, as well as generating leads. And this is going to be in our next topic. So if you have a WordPress plugin, there is a plugin. It's called Yoast SEO. It's a great place to start in your content marketing strategy, because it kind of walks you through the steps of how to optimize your page for getting found. But again, you got to do your keyword research first. All right, any questions on the SEO part of things there, Kana? And you're on mute again.
Sorry.
That's okay.
Not in the chat box.
Okay.
And Laura says she can hear us all, and she's a friend of Rita.
Oh, good. Oh, is it Laura Barton?
Laura Lufay, maybe.
Okay. And where is Laura from?
Here in Carbondale.
Oh, she's in Carbondale. Okay. I used to live in Carbondale, so that's the key.
Okay.
All right. Let's move on. So the next part is the importance of lead magnets. And I want to see a raise of hands who knows what a lead magnet is. Oh, good. Now, Carol, if you had attended some of our online meetup groups, you'd be raising your hand too. We're going to talk about lead magnets right now. Now, this is super important in your online marketing strategy, especially on that home page of yours. You need a way to capture leads. And 85% of your website traffic is coming to your home page. which is why kind of like another like, hello, that homepage needs to do a lot of heavy lifting. And that's why you can turn your homepage into a one-page website. And I would actually recommend it, especially when you consider that people are looking at it on a phone. If you can keep people on, you know, you're on a phone, and if you can just scroll like this to see someone's, everything they're doing without having to push that tiny little menu button to go to another page, it could be a good strategy, right? That home page has got to do a lot of heavy lifting without a lot of text. You want it to be bold and obvious what you're offering. But part of that home page is somewhere that people can connect with you and give you their email address. And if you've been on a website and a pop-up window comes up and says, hey, you want to get my top 10 tips for blank, fill in the blank, whatever it is, that's called a lead magnet. And you really want to have this on your website, and you really want to have it on every piece of content you write. It can be a lot of work, but there's a way to work around it to make it simpler. You've got to engage people and tell them what to do when they get to your website. Otherwise, they'll have the shiny object syndrome and just wander all over because you're not telling them what to do. So a lead magnet is the beginning. So again, a lead magnet is that freebie offer you're going to give people that needs to be super value driven, that makes them want to say yes to your offer and give you their email. And how do you decide what that lead magnet's going to be? I always go back to that keyword research report. So many people are creating lead magnets blindly and wondering why they're not getting any leads. A newsletter offering is not a good lead at all. You can do it, just don't make that your primary offering. You want to build a relationship and engage people with your top 10 tips of whatever your wisdom is for the people that you want to attract. Give them something of value so that they're going to want to get it right away. And so that keyword research report, I always go back to that to see what are people looking for. And in Ayurveda, a dosha test is huge. It's a great lead magnet. What's your body type? Take the dosha test. That would be a fantastic lead magnet for many of you that are in the Ayurvedic community. Another great thing to consider is your frequently asked questions from clients. But again, I always go back to that keyword research. Make sure there's significant search volume because it's hit or miss. You want to hit a high interest rate when people hit that website homepage. So a lead magnet needs to be ultra specific. A dosha test is ultra specific. And you want to promise one big thing. A dosha test is going to tell me right away what my dosha type is and how I can proceed with optimal health and good living. And I want that dosha test to be kind of quick. I don't want to take too long to have to take it. That's one thing it's a little bit, tests are a little tricky online, you got to decide if you want to do that or not. I kind of feel like a one-page PDF is a better approach for that initial lead magnet. And then you can lead them to a dosha test down the line. But I just want to give you guys examples. I'm finding that a one-page PDF that's simple, has great value, a lot of great tips, is the best way to get started in generating leads. You don't want to put up roadblocks that require people to do too much. An ebook, forget it, don't do it. Don't do an ebook. People will download an ebook and stick it in their file for another time, and then guess what? They forgot about it. If they can download a one-page PDF with not a lot of text, simple bullet points, now you got their email, and now you've got them engaged. And then you can write your ebook in the follow-up. You can share that ebook in a different way. You could sell it, for example. You also want it to be of high perceived value. And we had a woman on the other day who helps parents with kids with disabilities. And a great lead magnet for her. And she is a parent with a child with disabilities. I said, if you can help a parent get their kid under control in the next 5 minutes, That's a high perceived value if you ask me. You know, I have a dog that bugs me, never mind a kid, right? So if you can solve an extreme problem like that quickly, then that's a good thing. And what this lead magnet should do is now shift the relationship where, whoa, this person just helped me in a big way. And now they're kind of leaning into you. They want to hear more from you. And that's what they're going to look forward to in your email marketing strategy that follows this. And now you're opening the door to possibility. You have to build relationships. And this is the start of building a relationship. And I have to say, I do a lot of studying with digital marketer and Ryan Deiss, who's a hugely successful online marketer. And he loves to use the metaphor of going on a date. You're just going on a first date. You know, you just want to have a cup of coffee. You don't want to club someone over the head with marriage at the end of the coffee. You just want to go enjoy a nice little latte and see where it leads. Okay. The next important step, this is step 5. We have 6 in this, so we're almost done here, gang, is your email automation series. Now, is everyone here using some type of email marketing service? And if you are, write down in the chat what it is and kind of let me know what people are using, if anything. You got to unmute yourself, though.
Laura says yes.
Okay.
And Infusionsoft, she says.
Oh, that's very sophisticated. Holy moly, woman.
And Carol says not yet want and need to start.
Okay, good. All right, so let me tell the importance of this. Okay, so I assume everyone knows, well, Laura for sure knows what they are if she's using Infusionsoft. That's no sissy poo email marketing service at all. That's very advanced. And I do not recommend that to my beginner marketers unless you like pain, pain and suffering, or you love marketing.
Some people call it confusion.
Yes. I'm pretty sophisticated at this stuff, and I'm like, I don't need that right now. I mean, it's great when you get more advanced, but it's a lot of moving balls going on, which is why I created this network, is to start simple steps. So you do need an email service provider for sure. I use MailChimp. I used to use Constant Contact. I love MailChimp now because I'm used to it, and it does everything I want it to do, and it's funny. I always get a funny message from MailChimp, and it makes me smile. So that's enough. That's all I need. But there's a ton of email service providers out there, and I would recommend doing a little research first to decide which ones you want to use. And all of them provide a free service unless you want to start doing automation. Although MailChimp is now offering free service with automation, which I've been paying for it for a while because I needed it and they wouldn't offer it for free, which is fine. So you need this email service provider because you want to deliver that lead magnet immediately. And you can't do that from your own, Outlook account. You can't sit around waiting for someone to opt in and then they're saying, yeah, I want it. And then you come back an hour later and it's like, oh yeah, here you go. That doesn't work. If you've got someone's attention online now and they're giving you their email address now, you got to deliver that lead magnet now when they have the time and attention. So think about yourself in that position. You got 5 minutes, you're playing around on the internet. This is a topic of interest. You want to listen to, you want to get that now and start building that relationship. If you're not doing it, you put a roadblock up right now. I'm telling you, it's a roadblock to success. So you got to invest in getting that set up. Now, inside of MailChimp and any type of email marketing service, they have to provide some type of automation capability. And what that is you can set up a series of emails to automatically go out when you tell it to. And I recommend to my network members that when someone opts in for the lead magnet, they immediately get that lead magnet delivered. The second email that goes out an hour later, which is a welcome email to tell you about yourself. This is the opportunity to thank people for joining your community and telling them what to expect from you. What's going to happen? How am I going to help you? And that goes out an hour later. And I apologize, one of my dogs is barking. All right. So what is recommended is that you have at least 7 emails in that automation stream. And the reason for building that is studies have shown it takes 7 types of touch points or communications with someone before you build a relationship. So that's just a little general thing to understand and know. And I'm finding, some people stumble over writing in a big way. And I want to make it easier for you. So what I'm suggesting is that lead magnet be a 1-page PDF. It could be your top 7 tips or your top 10 tips for whatever. And then the follow-up email stream can dive in deeper to each one of those topics. So you're just outlining it for them. This is what to pay attention to. And then now's the opportunity to dive deeper into each one of those in the email automation. That's a great starter kit for you guys to get this going. And then you can duplicate it for each lead magnet or automation that you do. And there are usually more than one. So inside the Mind, Body, Spirit Network, I help you set this up. We make sure we have a good general lead magnet that can relate to the whole audience that would be coming to your website page, but also offer that really niche-driven, value-driven content that can help lead you into a relationship with a potential client. And the last part of this presentation is the importance of an ongoing email strategy. If you're so lucky to get a lead and have someone interested in you, you can't drop the ball and let that lead go cold, which means you've got to have an ongoing email marketing strategy, whether it's once a week, once every 2 weeks, once a month. If you want to build your business online, I recommend once a week. You got to stay in front of people, and you can keep the topic short and sweet, super value driven each week. So this is essentially the beginning of a sales funnel. And in marketing, this is more advanced marketing, is understanding your sales funnel. And this is where business growth is happening. And in fact, top internet marketers, they make their money in the email marketing, not in the Facebook ads or the Google ads, okay, not in social media. They're driving sales and relationship building in the marketing part of it. And the social media, Facebook ad marketing and all that other stuff is to generate leads. You're not selling stuff there. You're selling your stuff. I mean, you can. I'm not saying you can't, but primarily, probably 80% of the sales are happening in the email marketing. And here's some quick little stats. You get a $38 return on investment for every dollar you spend in email marketing. And 3/4 of the companies agree that took this, had this study, that email offers excellent to good return on investment if you stick to it and you learn how to do it properly. Another quick tip on your email marketing efforts is if you put somebody's first name in the subject line, that open rate goes up. And when you start to do email marketing, you're going to start paying attention to your stats. And in MailChimp, it tells you what your open rate is and what your click-through rate is. So the open rate is how many people are opening the email. And if your subject line stinks, the open rate will be low. And you want to see open rates at the beginning from 25% and up. And if you're not, you got to do something about it. You got to work with subject lines. Make sure they're optimal. You got to test them, see what works. Another great tip to take to the bank today is that newsletter in the subject line has very high open rates. And I have to say that surprised me to no end. And when I saw that, I'm like, okay, I got to start doing newsletters. And I do them once a week now because people want them. You can't get people to subscribe to them as a lead magnet, But once you got them, they want to hear from you. So newsletter in that subject line is proven to have excellent open rates. And another good tip, because many people feel like they can't email a lot. And they're like, no one wants to hear from me. I'm like, well, if they gave you their email and they wanted your lead magnet, guess what? They really do want to hear from you. And 86% of people would like to get some type of promotional thing from their companies that they subscribe to every month. And 15% of them want it every day, which is, those are Twitter users, people that like a lot of information. So in regards to a little strategy on your email marketing, digital marketer, for example, they send out 5 emails a week. And I tell you, I do not unsubscribe because everything they're sending me, I look at the subject line, either I like it or I don't. And they usually have something I want to read, so I keep them. And don't feel bad if someone doesn't open some of your emails as long as they don't unsubscribe. And then I have a lot of unsubscribes too, which I'm okay with because I'm not right for them. So you got to think differently about it and know that if people are subscribing to you, it's for a good reason, because you're going to eventually, they may want to work with you. And you certainly have a topic of interest to them if they subscribe. And they're just kind of mulling over what it is they want to do next and waiting for you to open the door for them. So most people I meet, all of my clients, and maybe I have the wrong clients, I don't know. I don't think so. But this whole online marketing thing has been really overwhelmed. And I don't know if anyone else feels overwhelmed by this. Raise your hand if you do, or say something in the chat. Are you overwhelmed? Yes or no? And Kana, do we have any questions? Because we're almost done here.
No, we don't.
Okay.
Yes, we have just about 5 minutes or so.
Okay, good. How are we doing on time, by the way? Let me just see where we're at.
It's 5 to 2.
Okay, cool. So it's only, or just under an hour, which is perfect. I wanted to keep it under an hour. So hold on, I'm trying to advance my screen here. And it's not moving. Here we go. Okay. So here's some key takeaways I want you to take away with you today. Get help with keyword research. And I have an offer here. Connie, you can share that link.
Yes. I'm going to share.
Okay. So I have an introductory service. It's called Keyword Research, Reporting, Analysis, and Consultation. And I showed you guys a report earlier in this, and I'll show you one real quick what it looks like. But I'm telling you, this will save you a lot of time and heartache. And it's worth its weight in gold when you have someone someone like me who's been doing this since 1999. I have a bit of experience. I know what I'm seeing. I know how to help you. So a report will look something like this, and at the bottom of the report's all these tabs of different categories of search I will do for you. And I want to tell you, this particular client, she develops essential oil remedies for different ailments. And I did keyword research. I'm going to give you an example. We did essential oils for flu and essential oil for colds. Look at the search results for colds. The top 10 has a search volume of 12,000, which according to my chart here is good. And I actually like the financial viability is very good here for this particular thing that she wants to develop, essential oils for colds. If you look at the same thing for flus, the search volume is poor. So consider the fact that she's got to create labels for all of this stuff. She's got to develop formulas for all of this stuff. She was developing formulas for stuff that had no search. So now she's developing stuff where there's search and money. And she's like, thank God, Liz. I'm like, no kidding, honey. It's a lot of money to invest in anything, especially product development, don't having search behind it. So my first link is to a page with a video about the importance of keyword research. And I won't do a website without it. I just won't. I'm stubborn like that. I'm not going to do it. I want you to get return on investment. And I want you to understand the importance of getting found, especially locally. That's your best opportunity to get found organically is locally. But you got to understand the keyword phrases that matter to you and your business. And many times if you focus on a particular ailment, which Kana does, highly sensitive people, and I'm glad she told me that, because the search volume for that is significant, and that matters. And we got to know the keywords that matter. So I do this report for you. It's yours to keep. You get an hour consultation with me so you know how to use it. And I do summarize my findings. So here's a summary page for her so that you can have a quick glance. Anytime you want to create any type of content online, you're going to come to this. You can decide what keyword phrases you want to use in that content. Same with hashtags on Twitter. If you use Twitter, you're going to use your keyword phrases as the hashtag. Don't guess. And then I'm going to outline, I'm going to have either a blogging outline for you, like I did for her. I'm like, if you're going to write blogs, this is where I want you to focus your attention, because the search volume is significant, the money is significant, and here's the keyword phrases I want you to use when you write that blog. So you're getting super value-packed information from me and consultation about business and how to put your time and effort in creating a content marketing strategy. And then, and this is included in the Mind, Body, Spirit Network membership as well. But if you're not ready for that, and I'm going to talk about that in a second, this is a great place to start, and you don't need to do any more business with me after this, because I'm going to set you on your happy way, knowing you're not going to be blind anymore. You're not going to be like fumbling in the dark with how to market yourself online. So let's just go back to this real quickly. So these are your key takeaways. That keyword research report is essential. It's going to help you develop a content marketing strategy. And if you hire me to do it, I'm going to help you with that. So you know what I'm talking about. If you don't know what content marketing strategy is, this is going to help. I'll help you understand that as well. It's also going to inform you as to what topics to write out in an email marketing plan. Like, don't guess. Go to where people care about stuff, where there's high search volume and financial viability. I want you to use online directories for getting found. It's hugely important to at least get started, and you want to use your keyword phrases when you fill out your profile in online directories. The Mind, Body, Spirit Network is that. It's an online directory. It's highly specific, and I do the SEO part of it so that you do get found, which is huge. If you're not getting found at all, this is a great strategy for beginners. Don't try to do it yourself. The setup for membership builds in a lot of expertise and leverages the power of community, which is what the network is. This is a whole other conversation we can have, but I'm not going to. I'm just telling you. It's a powerhouse according to Google. If you're connected to it, it's going to help boost you on your website and everywhere else. Okay. I also want you to understand the importance of creating lead magnets. You have to offer something of value on your homepage of that website so that people will connect to you and you can talk to them. Otherwise, they leave. You don't want them to come to the website and leave. You got to engage them somehow with that lead magnet. When you're in the Mind, Body, Spirit Network as a member, we're going to talk about what that lead's going to be. I'm going to tell you, recommend something, and then I'm going to help you connect it to your email marketing stream. So I help, part of the network is I'm consulting with you on a long-term business plan. And we're going to do what needs to happen every step of the way. And I want you to start generating leads. Now, those are your key takeaways. I created the Mind, Body, Spirit Network so that every single thing I'm talking about here is included in that, so you don't have to be overwhelmed by it all. I walk you through each step of the way. Even if you have your own website, this is a good strategy because it's going to get you involved in blogging and creating content, because without someone pushing you, no one will create content that they need to grow their businesses online. So part of the network is you contribute a blog once a month. And we're not going blindly into what that topic's going to be. I'm going to look at the report I did for you, and I'm going to say, Carol, I like this topic. How do you feel about writing about it? The search volume is good, the financial viability is good, and these are the words I want you to use to write it. And that's going to be yes, go ahead, Kana.
I'm muted, right?
Yeah,
Laura is asking, do you offer initial conversations?
sure, absolutely. And tell Laura to include her email in the chat, because I'll grab that and I'll send her an email. So
Laura, please include your email on the chat box.
Yeah. Carol, you as well, if you'd like to have another conversation, that's free. I'm happy to talk to you about your strategy. Okay. So if you don't want to go it alone and you're floundering in your online marketing, I highly recommend the network, because it's up-leveling your business in a big way. And it's putting you on a higher level marketing track, because I'm behind you. I'm guiding you. I mean, I can't spend a lot of time consulting with you, but there is 2 hours of consultation involved in the setup of your membership. And there's a lot going on there, which I didn't even cover here because I don't want to scare everybody. But as you move forward in your online marketing, there's monthly marketing services that get involved in Facebook advertising and generating leads deliberately, getting highly targeted at your market and start generating leads in that way. And that's a whole other conversation, but this is a great step to get started. So Kana, I've already said that keyword research, we already shared that link.
Yes.
That's a great place to start without doing the membership at all, because it's included in the membership. So you don't have to commit to any membership, and you need to look around the mindbodyspiritnetwork.com as well, just to see what it's all about. And then we're going to now share the link to the pricing packages, so you can see what different levels of membership look like and how extensive the setup is.
Yes, it's in the chat box too.
Okay, cool. And here it is here. So the difference in the 3 levels, I'm just going to cover that real quick and then I'm going to let you go. Everyone gets that keyword research report that you can buy on its own. Everyone gets that regardless, because if I'm going to be your partner, I need to know your business. And when I do your keyword research report, I know your business now, and I know how to think, how to get you clients and what our strategy should be. Everyone gets a 1-page website that's beautifully designed. It's gorgeous.
Yeah.
And it's engaging. And it's going to have a lead magnet in there, and it's going to tie to your email marketing stream so that you get found. And then everyone's going to get some bonuses as far as social media sharing is going, because we're sharing you in our network, which is significant and growing. So you get in front of highly targeted market. And then the other 2 levels include a video interview with me, which is when you understand marketing and video has to be a huge part to your online marketing efforts. And I help kind of get you in the door with an interview with me about you and your business, which is huge. And you also get a written article by one of our, we have a journalist on hand who's actually 10 years in the branding and marketing field. And she's going to write about you as well. So we're going to have a written article and a video interview as some key pieces of content to promote in our social media marketing efforts for you. And then the Enlighten, as well as that video, will go into our YouTube channel and our podcasts with search engine optimization and SEO strategies in mind when I post those, because I know how to get them found. And as an enlightened one, what the real difference there is that some people can't write at all. So at that level, we're going to write your listing page content for you in highly effective SEO-driven and marketing-driven ways so that people want to engage with you further. So that's the difference in those 3 levels. That enlightened one is a lot of writing, and that's expensive. I mean, relatively speaking, it's not, but it's a lot of time and effort for someone to write, that much content for you. So that is it. And Laura, does Laura have, that's the the end of the presentation. I don't know if Laura had any other questions, unless we just have a conversation later. And Connie, you're muted
Yes.
again. We can unmute Laura too if she wants to talk.
Yes. I'm going to unmute everybody for now.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh, I think Carol might have gone. She had to go, I think.
Yeah.
But Laura, in the chat box, I posted a couple more links.
Okay. Can you hear me?
Yes, yes, we do.
Okay. So are the prices for those packages on the website?
They are at that link, that pricing packages link that Connie.
Okay. Right.
And I'm going to stop this recording.